Hey, welcome back. This is Defender Chassis. My name's Scott, and this is day 100 of the new shop project, video number 9. I'm going to try to do this as quickly as possible. It's been 10 days since the last update. I think in the last update I had complained because the contractor had backfilled some areas that I didn't want backfilled. So since then I have gotten them to come back at no cost. And not only did they go ahead and get those areas dug back out, but they actually got me a ditch dug out for my water line. So let me step up out of here and let you take a look. This is where the water line is going to come into the building. And what I've done is that ditch ran all the way over to the opposite side, to the road side of the property, and there is a 2-inch PVC line that the contractors put underneath of the footer for me to pass that line through. I went ahead and connected to that and ran 2-inch PVC all the way over to this corner of the building. And then, because I was afraid that the water line wouldn't be able to make the turn, I bushed it up to a 3-inch long radius elbow, and then brought this 3-inch vertical up and put a threaded plug on the end of it for the water line to pass through. So somewhere in this area is where the water line will start for the balance of the building. So we turn around here and take a look. Here's another 2-inch PVC line that simply runs to the other side of the building. And like we talked about in previous updates, there is a cistern on the property, and what I anticipate is somewhere in this area putting some well type equipment so that we can use cistern water to run to the other side of the building, where we're going to use to wash cars and such. And so this is the area that they got dug out, and I've since backfilled all of this. And you can see there on the other side of the buildings where that the other line comes up. So let me go ahead and step outside the building, and let's look at what we've got as far as a French drain. Around that corner starts perforated pipe, and right here where the foundation steps down starts the solid. And so what we've got is a solid pipe that's going to let that French drain drain away. It goes along the front of the building just above the footer, and I've since backfilled all of this. And then we come around to this corner of the building, and you can see the first vertical for the gutter drains. And what we'll do is, you can see I've got a Y into there over to the, there'll be three downspouts off this side of the building. And that center one splits and goes both directions and comes over. And the plan for today is to go ahead and terminate this, the balance of this pipe. We've got about 30 feet to the culvert that we buried earlier, and I've still got to dig some out of this ditch to get that line in. And what we're going to do is we're actually going to bore a 4-inch hole right in the side of that double wall culvert and go right into that. So everything from the French drain all the way around the building, and the gutter drains from the road side of the building is going to go directly to the culvert. Here you can get a good shot of the 2-inch PVC that they put underneath of the footer, and the water line that is installed, and you've seen on the other side. And if we go around, you'll see that now I'm going to actually put something underneath of that T to raise that, so that this will that center gutter downspout will drain both directions. And you'll see over here pretty much the same setup. We're going to do the same thing, go down and catch that culvert, and there's a lot of digging. The contractor, when he came back, I asked him to dig these ditches for me. which is was extra, that I don't think he's going to charge me for, but he didn't get it quite deep enough, and I had other places to be, so I wasn't here to get him to dig it any deeper. But you can see I've already started to backfill here, and have covered up that French drain where it comes around this corner of the building. But just like in the back where it was stepped, where the foundation was stepped, we started the stopped the perforated pipe, and then 245s down to get it down to the lower part of the footer. We used Riverstone. Just to give you a reference, I don't know what this kind of stuff costs in your area. I had 10 ton of this delivered. It was just shy of 300 bucks. And what we did was we installed this filter fabric. I went ahead, and this stuff's pretty cheap really. It was 3 foot by 150 foot, was only $15, and I'm not real happy with it. It's pretty thin. I think it will work to keep the dirt out of the gravel. But we went ahead and installed that underneath of the perforated pipe and up the back side of the wall a little bit, and then out and put the gravel on top of it. And the idea there is that, and you know, listen, I'm no expert on French drains, but the idea in my mind was to keep, you know, this dirt out here from filtering underneath and clogging and fouling the stone. And I got a buddy that's building a building now. He used limestone, but I like this round stone better because I think it will allow the water and it won't compact quite as easy. And I got some pictures of this as we were doing it. So I'm going to go ahead and insert those pictures here, so you can take a look at what that French drain was like before we got it covered with stone. All right. Let's go on around. Let's go on around the building. It's really pretty much more of the same. But what we'll do before we get the contractor back to backfill this is we will cover this with more of that fabric. And I'm actually contemplating. They make different types of material, and they make a heavier material, and I can get it in a couple of days. I may actually buy a heavier material, but if we use the fabric that I've got underneath here now, what I may do is actually go along the wall and dab some of that asphalt damp proofing so that it sticks to the wall, so that it'll actually, you know, provide a shield that'll come down and over the front. And we've got plenty of that material, so it may actually be we may overlap several layers. So, you know, as we went up this way, if you remember right, they didn't have this dug out as well. So all of this looks like it's fuller. It's really about the same amount of stone as back there. I do have to get a water line in somewhere. It's actually right down here somewhere. And I've got the line for it. And I think we'll just bring it through and up and out of the dirt, and when they backfill, they'll just have to work around that, and then we'll plug that hole with some anchoring cement, concrete that expands as it dries, and hopefully that will seal off that that hole on the inside. So the other thing that needs to be done sooner than later is the sewer. You can see down there that we got to get a sewer line in and somehow fixtured up so that we can get this backfilled and be ready for the concrete to be poured. I got a call from the truss manufacturer on yesterday, and not on yesterday. Got the call yesterday, and they want to deliver the trusses in a little over a week, actually 8 days from today. So we're getting very close to them coming in, framing this thing up. So we're gonna have to get this stuff buttoned up. So hey, listen, hey, thanks for watching. Don't forget, hit like, subscribe, comment if you've got any questions or any suggestions. In fact, you know, this line that runs from one side of the building to the other that we're going to use for the cistern water came from a comment on one of these videos. So listen, I sure do appreciate it, and I'll see you on the next update. Thanks for watching.